colors. The majestic San Gabriel Mountains provide the backdrop on a 90-degree afternoon, and post time is just a few minutes away in Arcadia, California, as Visa presents the 59th running of the Santa Anita Derby. Hi again, everyone. I'm Al Michaels, and welcome to the final prep race for the Kentucky Derby as far as the West Coast horses are concerned. If the Kentucky Derby were held today, clearly Unbridled Song would be the favorite. He turned in a powerful performance to win the Florida Derby. He will next be in action at the Wood Memorial at Aqueduct next Saturday. You'll see that race on Wide World of Sports. It's very conceivable, though, the second choice in the Kentucky Derby will be the winner of this race, because we have going postward a quality field of 8 3-year-olds for a $1 million purse, $600,000 to the winner. Let's take a look right now at the field of 8. Cavonnier, one of 2 California breds in the field, is 9-1. He starts from the inside. McCarron up. Alley Rob right now the third choice at 4-1. Corey Nakatani is the meet's leading rider. He's in the irons. Matty G, number 3, at 7-2. EC's Dream is 35-1 with PINCAY aboard. Prince of Thieves and Overlay at 9-2. Fourth choice, Shane Sellers up. Corker 30-1, number 6. Number 7, the longest shot in the field, is Super Mining at 70-1. And Honor and Glory is the favorite. Gary Stevens aboard. Wayne Lucas, the trainer. He'll start from the outside. His odds are 6-5. Great to have Charles C. Canty with us, as always, on the road to Louisville. And how do you see it stacking up in terms of the Kentucky Derby, in terms of the West Coast picture at this particular point?
Well, it may be Unbridled Song on the East Coast, but these West Coast horses are still sorting themselves out. The clock's ticking. They've got some questions to answer. Now, the knock on our favorite, Honor and Glory, is stamina. However, he's won both of his starts around 2 turns, and if he can get a mile and an eighth anywhere, he can do it here at Santa Anita. Then there's Matty G. He's the only Grade 1 stakes winner in the field, but he hasn't been better than 3rd this year. He needs to get up some consistency. And then there's Prince of Thieves. He has frustrated Wayne Lucas so far. He's resorted to some blinkers today. I don't know if that's a last resort, but for all these colts, it's put up or hush up time.
Lucas has won $19 million races, and Gary Stevens aboard the favorite has won $8 million races. They are a dynamic duo. If exacta tickets were sold on trainer-jockey combinations, this duo would get a lot of action. Each knows the way to the winner's circle in the classics. And Thunder Gulch's stretch drive last May was the 2nd Kentucky Derby win for the combo. Now they seek a 3rd Louisville triumph together with Honor and Glory. Bred at Overbrook Farm, this son of relaunch comes off a wire-to-wire 2.5-length victory in the San Rafael Stakes 5 weeks ago. And Wayne Lucas is as hungry as ever.
I like the big event, and a lot of people let the stress and the strain of maybe getting in these big events get to them, but it doesn't bother me. I think it's healthy and it fuels me.
Today's other Lucas entrant is Prince of Thieves, a son of Hansel, who has won twice in just 4 lifetime starts.
I think Prince of Thieves is going to show a little bit more focus. I put blinkers on him. I think he's going to get into it, and when he gets in the clear, he's got a devastating kick.
Gary Stevens is reunited today with Michael Tabor, the owner of last year's Kentucky Derby winner and the owner of Honor and Glory, as Stevens seeks to win this race for the 4th year in a row.
Regardless of what happens after the Santa Anita Derby, when my career is done and over with, it's still going to be something that I can look back on and be very proud of, regardless if these horses go on and win Kentucky Derbies or not.
A live look at Honor and Glory, who will start from the outside post, number 8, and figures to be on or near the lead at the very outset. Meanwhile, there is Alley Rob being held at odds of 4-1. Fabulous bloodlines for this horse. Here's Dave Johnson.
Like father, like son? With that white star on his forehead, Alley Rob looks like his sire, Ali Sheba. Remember him? The year was 1987, and in the stretch drive of the Kentucky Derby, Ali Sheba was almost knocked down. But with a great ride by jockey Chris McCarron, he recovered and won the Run for the Roses. His son, Alley Rob, uses that same dramatic come-from-behind style in his races, like this allowance tally. But in his next race, the Santa Catalina, he simply stopped as the heavy favorite and put the Derby dreams of Wally DeLassy on hold.
Everybody wants to have a good 3-year-old, and all of a sudden he runs 4th, gets beaten several lengths, and you think, oh my goodness, maybe he's not as good as I thought he was.
Well, it turned out he had an entrapped epiglottis requiring surgery, performed on March 5th. He hasn't raced since, but his workouts are terrific. And oh, that throat procedure, it was the same one his daddy had just a few months before he made it to the winner's circle at Churchill Downs on the first Saturday in May. And a few dissimilarities. Chris McCarron, the regular rider of Ali Sheba and earlier this year Ali Robb, has chosen to ride Cavonnier today. And secondly, there will be no offspring of Ali Robb running around in a few years. You see, Ali Robb is a gelding. And if he wins it, he will be the fourth gelding to win the Santa Anita Derby. Just a few horses behind the gate, ready to move into line. That's Corker, trained by Charlie Whittingham. This is the first foal of Festine, the very first one. Even Money, Honor and Glory, Gary Stevens, who's won the last 3 editions of the Santa Anita Derby. And Prince of Thieves, the other horse, trained by Wayne Lucas, 4-1. McCarron, Sellers, and Antley have all had winners on the card thus far. There goes Honor and Glory. We're ready for the start. All 3-year-olds, all 120 pounds, 1 1/8 miles. And they're off. Matty G away quickly on the outside. There goes the longest shot, Super Mining. And Super Mining with Chris Antley takes the rail in the lead as Honor and Glory charges up on the outside to challenge a speed duel early here. Honor and Glory with Stevens, the even money choice on the outside with a short lead. Super Mining a bit wide there on the first turn. Then comes Matty G in the red and white colors, tracking the leaders. Racing in third, Cavonnier is fourth along the inside ahead. And Prince of Thieves in the red cap begins to close ground, taking fourth now. Cavonnier back into fifth along the inside. 2.5 back, Ali Robb in the light blue colors. Followed 3 back by Corker, and the trailer is EC's Dream. Down the back stretch and a traffic jam on the front end. On the inside, Super Mining regains the lead. Honor and Glory on the outside is challenging. Matty G right there, third. Cavonnier gaining along the inside in fourth position, and Prince of Thieves is wide, but right with the front pack. 46-2. For the half. They move around the turn, and it's still the long shot. Super Mining with Antley holding the lead by a head, but Honor and Glory is ready on the outside. Between horses, Matty G races third. Cavonnier looks for racing room. Prince of Thieves on the outside, and Ali Robb has nowhere to go as Corker uncorks a drive in the middle of the racetrack. They're at the top of the stretch, and Honor and Glory with a short lead, but here comes Cavonnier with Chris McCarron, and Cavonnier takes command. On the extreme outside, Ali Robb is flying, and down the stretch they come. Cavonnier digging in. Cavonnier going to win it by a length and 3/4. Ali Robb second, and far back, Honor and Glory finished third. Bob Baffert, the trainer of Cavonnier, confident all week. Yes, he gets it at 10-1.
So Cavonnier, who will pay in excess of $22, is the unofficial winner. The time is 1:48.81. Cavonnier, one of 2 California-bred horses in the Santa Anita Derby. He wins the race, and we're back with the interviews and the prices after this.
My orders.
We are back at Santa Anita. There is an inquiry, however, it does not involve the winner, Cavonnier. It involves the horse who finished second, Ali Robb. The stewards are taking a look at that, but right now we have a very happy duo right here. Bob Baffert's the trainer. Chris McCarron is the jockey. They don't have to worry about the inquiry, and you stood up on this platform and said you waited a long time to be here at the end of this race, Bob.
I waited a long time, many years here to be here talking to you, Al, and just feel so excited right now that, and I'm glad that Chris did not listen to my instructions.
He didn't get all that gray hair for nothing now.
Well, I'll tell you, you're a guy who's used to this platform because, of course, Chris McCarron has won just about every major race in this country. How did you find the room as it appeared you were hemmed in on the rail as they turned for home, Chris?
Well, Al, I was quite concerned. We wanted this colt on the lead today, but in a relaxed fashion, you know. He broke a little lackadaisical, and I didn't really want to have to send him off his feet. Consequently, I'm stuck in a pocket for the whole race until the 3/16 pole, and I was concerned. I didn't know if I was ever going to get out, but when Matty G kind of ran out of steam, turned for home, I was able to move out.
Now, interestingly, Super Mining, the longest shot in the field, decided to press the pace along with Honor and Glory, who figured to be out there. Had Super Mining not done that, would you have gone out with Honor and Glory?
Well, when I saw Antley really sending his horse hard, I decided not to send my horse. Even though he had broken slowly, I started to go ahead and get after him. But when I saw Antley being so vigorous away from there, I knew he was going to press the favorite, so I wasn't concerned at that point.
Have reservations for Louisville, Bob?
I think we're definitely going to go, it looks like. I just hope Chris can stay with him, and hope nobody tries to steal him away from me. But I think today the horse is showing all of his last 2 races. He's just improved, and, you know, for a horse that's had 12 outs, now he's starting to peak at the right time. So we just hope we get him enjoy this win and keep him healthy, and that's what you got to do.
Great. Congratulations, guys. Cavonnier wins the Santa Anita Derby. There is an inquiry involving the second-place horse. Let's go to Dave Johnson.
Thanks, Al. Well, the inquiry continues, but let's take a look at Ali Robb. White blinkers, light blue colors. And he moves over with left-handed whipping, and a chain reaction ensued. Matty G then was bumped into Corker. The stewards are watching the videotape from all angles, and they'll decide if that was enough to take this horse out of second and place him behind horses that were bothered. Ali Robb, second, but only unofficially. Cavonnier is the winner, though. Al?
And because of the inquiry, of course, we did not have the official order of finish yet, nor the prices, but the winner will pay, since he went off at 10-1, somewhere between $22 and $23.80. The 8 is Honor and Glory, who will finish 3rd or 2nd, depending upon the result here. And the 4th-place finisher was Corker. So the inquiry notwithstanding, Charles, what does this mean now for the 3-year-old picture?
Well, certainly it shows us that it's not over until you get to Louisville. And every weekend with these races coming up, you find one more horse coming forward. Now Cavonnier. The big disappointments today certainly were Matty G and Prince of Thieves. And Honor and Glory, apparently, the trip was a little bit too long for him. So there's still a lot more developments with the Arkansas Derby than the Bluegrass in the Wood next weekend.
All right, the inquiry continues. The stewards are still reviewing it. We will come back. We will have the order of finish for you and the prices shortly. But for right now, let's rejoin Robin Roberts.